So I was listening to an episode the other day of What Now with Trevor Noah, and they've been doing this thing where you choose a rule that you would implement if you were in charge of the world and that sort of thing. And my rule would be that in every single organization, like every quarter, you guys would swap roles. So for example, if you have a supervisor, they become one of the salespeople. And like in my example, I'm a registered nurse. So in our hospital setup, the doctor would become a nurse or the nurse would become a doctor. I know a lot of nurses that would love that. Or you become a pharmacist, a dietitian, etc. Because I feel like there's so many frustrations that we have at work because you feel like no one is doing their job or no one is doing their role correctly, and it hinders your functionality or your progress or your productivity at work. And also the other thing is all these expectations that the doctors expect us to do, or things that management expects us to do, with all those laws and rules that they're implementing, they're able to see how well they function because they're actually in the workforce and they're actually seeing how it's done. It's pretty much the premise of you will never understand someone's life until you walk a mile in their shoes. So it's kind of that scenario, and I feel like would have much better understanding of what each person is doing in their role, would have better respect for each other's professions because we would understand how hard we're all working within our different professions. As much as it might look easier in someone else's eyes, be able to understand each other better that way. And thirdly, would be able to collaborate better because you're able to know, okay, in this role as a pharmacist, this is the steps that they have to go through, and this is how it affects how late or how early I'm going to get my medication from pharmacy. This is what I can do to mitigate those things. I think top management would better understand how their laws affect us, because there's some laws or some rules or some policy that they expect us to follow, and I'm like, seriously, when last did you work in my position for these laws that you're trying to implement for them to be functional? So yeah, I think it would just help us be able to understand each other better, and there'll be a much better relationship and work collaboration between management and everyone within the hospital setup, whatever setup. It could literally work anyway, but just for us to swap each other's roles.